Hey everyone, this is Dream, and today I'm going to be reviewing Cave Bad. Cave Bad is developed by Panda Indie Studio and published by East Asia Soft, and it came out on 3/3/2021, and it's $4.99, and currently it's on sale for $3.99. Alright, so Cave Bad is a action game. This game is actually a kind of, to me, it's a cross between Bomberman and Castle of No Escape, because it has it has a randomly generated levels, and then you also have bombs that you can plant that work similar to that. It also kind of has some old pickaxe type of gameplay as well, because you have an axe and that's your weapon. And as you upgrade your axe, randomly finding upgrades, you can definitely get more ability with it. And it can be stronger, and you can also get upgrades that give you more health. You can get upgrades that give you shields. There's lots of different types of upgrades in the game. A couple of them I wasn't actually certain what they did, but yeah. Um, there's also quite a few different types of enemies in this game, and while they're not anything you haven't seen before in a game like this, they work pretty well and interesting, and I liked the random generated aspect of the game. Um, Early on in the game, I was kind of confused as to what I needed to do because it doesn't really tell you anything, but it's actually not a bad little game. If you liked Castle and No Escape, then it's definitely got a very similar feel to that, and you know you the only drawback I think I'd say about the game is that when you walk into some rooms, there's so many enemies that you almost can't not take some damage. Uh, but uh, but overall, the game is well put together. And again, I like games that are like this. I liked Castle and Escape pretty good. I mean, it's not, they're not the greatest games, but they're decent. And this game kind of fits in the same category, obviously with the Bomberman aspect of the game. Um, there was nice diversification of enemies in this game as well, so you're not just fighting the same enemies over and over, except for, I mean, you are, but you aren't, because there's lots of different types of enemies available to play against. But also, there is a floor system just like Castle No Escape, and it is a little different in that, I mean, you have the little map up at the top, but it's going to be a little bit, it's a little smaller map size, I think, than what Castle No Escape has. But still, man, I just like the game. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This is a pretty decent little game, especially for the price. As far as East Asia Soft games, it's definitely one of the better ones they put out. It's not it's not a AAA game by any stretch of the imagination. It's not going to win any awards or anything. But just for a small little indie game, I mean, for $4 to $5, you can't go wrong really. Um, Also for the achievements perspective, yeah, it's pretty quick, easy 1,000. Once you get used to the game, you'll be able to get the full 1,000 in under an hour. It took me probably about 25 to 30 minutes, actually 1K, simply because I kind of screwed around trying to get upgrades then I realized I didn't necessarily need to do that for all the achievements, but it definitely helps to beat for the boss achievements, but they're not very hard, especially if you do get a couple of upgrades. They're gonna go down like super easy. And it definitely doesn't require you to have to go through a whole lot of areas in order to do all that. So the achievements, they do come pretty easily. I will actually say that one of the issues that I had in the game was the hit detection. So there are definitely like squares, and you can kind of run on the corners, or on the edges of the squares, and so that puts you off of them. And sometimes your shots, when you're trying to hit enemies, doesn't work, but then you get hit. So that's basically the only drawback I had in the game. Everything else worked really good. I didn't really see any glitches, like intentional glitches or anything, or well, not unintentional glitches, I should say. In the game, everything worked as it was supposed to, aside from really that. So that's something to look at and just to be mindful of when you play the game if you choose to buy it. But overall, I'm gonna give the game a 6.5 out of 10. It's, like I said before, it's not a bad little game, for what it is, but it's nothing groundbreaking by any stretch of imagination. But I mean, for if you're buying this, you're most likely getting it for the achievements, or you're most likely getting it just for the because you just want something mindless that you can kind of mess around in and try to beat through the levels. Uh, and for that, I mean, it's definitely not bad. I've played a heck of a lot worse than this. So that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Let us know if you pick it up and what you think about the game, and have a nice day.